Hi, this is John Thorson, head Jewish psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post, Pashat Tzav, and the War in Israel is titled Starting Your Day in the Best Way. And what the research has looked at is that often what ensures that a person is able to be successful and have a high level of productivity and functioning is how they start their day. It's dependent on their morning routine. The research has looked at how a person is able to use the beginning of their day in a way to create a foundation for healthy functioning and for productivity, which has a knock-on effect on the rest of their day. And if we look at this week's Parsha, we see the morning routine of the Kohanim. That every morning the Kohanim had two tasks that they would do at the beginning of their day. And this was Trumas Hadeshen, which was removing the ash from the carbon oila, which had been burning over the night, throughout the night, and also to rekindle or to put more put more wood on the fire to ensure that the fire on the Mizbech was constantly burning. And these are the two tasks. And this was their morning routine, and this was the consistency and the continuity that the Kohanim would have to do these tasks at the beginning of every day. And I'd like to try and look at what is perhaps the message behind these two tasks of the Kohanim in terms of a morning routine and productivity and successful functioning. So we look at the Trumas Hadeshen, removing the ash. This was taking something which had been burnt, and it's leaving whatever was left, leaving this ash, leaving what was burnt, and the job of the Kohanim was to put it to remove it and put it to the side. And this, in a way, can relate to the beginning moments of a person's day, where they have to, in a sense, remove their own ash that remains, both from a physiological perspective and also from an emotional perspective as well. Meaning, when a person wakes up, they have been fasting for the entire evening, for the entire night. So on a physiological sense, and on a level, they are dehydrated, they haven't eaten, so they're tired and they're groggy and they're not able to function or concentrate as well. So it's important to first remove this aspect of the ash, remove this aspect of the previous night and how a person needs to function in the morning is to remove it and to take care of themselves on a physiological level. So it's important to have a regular and a healthy breakfast. It's important to make sure that you drink so that you rehydrate. And in terms of also a person's emotional state, perhaps they have certain worries and concerns that have continue and are carried over from the previous day, and they start to think and be worried again and to be involved with their concerns. And it's important that a person gives themselves the time and the space to be able to recognize and work on their emotional state when they start the day. So often what positive psychology has looked at is how a person can use certain affirmations, that their beliefs, to reinforce and to strengthen their core beliefs in the morning, to go over certain sentences and certain beliefs of what they believe in and what they believe about themselves, which can increase and help to deal and treat any certain lingering ash or lingering thoughts and feelings about themselves that carry on from day to day. It's important to use the morning as a time to use affirmations or to use gratitude, whether it's to write a list of things that they are grateful for from day to day and to start the day in that way. This is removing, as we said, the physiological or the emotional ash for at the very beginning of the day. That is the morning task that a person has to have in a similar way to the Trumas Hadeshen of the Kohanim in the Mizbeach. The burning of the Mizbeach, the fire that was constantly burning on the Mizbeach, and the placing of wood, and to ensure that the fire was constantly burning, relates to the idea of consistency and continuity, which we have addressed in a previous video. This idea of resilience, this idea of continuity and consistency, and having a regular routine that you do on a constant basis. And this was the fire of the Mizbeach that was never extinguished. And this is the individual personal resilience that we've discussed. And I also think that it relates to the idea of using our strengths and in not just removing the ash, but to ensure that we're in a state of functioning and productivity and in a sense energy as well to start our day. This is the fire that we want to ensure that it is burning from the beginning of the day. So how does a person do that? Well, that could also be exercise. It can be a morning run. It can be going out for a walk in the morning. But if you don't have time, what the research is focused on is also the techniques of mindfulness, or giving yourself time to really give yourself a place to be focused, and to use these mindfulness techniques to really strengthen and reinforce the sense of inner strength and inner calm and relaxation, which is ensuring that our fire can burn already from the morning to give us this productivity and focus to start our day. So we have the tasks of the Kohen of Trumas Hadeshin and lighting and ensuring that the fire of the Mizbeach is constantly burning as a model of how we can also create a morning routine that can ensure our own success and productivity for the day. And if we look at the research as well, often productivity and success has been focused on the strengths approach, which is looking at what are a person's strengths, what are they good at, and what are their skills and their talents. The problem is when we are tired, emotionally and physically, it's hard to utilize or to take advantage of these strengths. But we have, what the research has shown is there's this phenomenon often where even if people are tired, even if people seem to be struggling, they are sometimes they're able to overcome this and they have a successful and productive day, which it can't be solely based on a person's strengths because it's difficult to tap into that. Rather, what the research has shown is that it's based on what positive psychology has termed flow. Flow is when a person is able to be engaged in a task. They are fully engaged and fully engrossed, and it's a state of it's a mindset where a person, rather than trying or trying too hard, which is perhaps a strengths-based approach where they're trying too hard to use their skills or what's familiar to them and it's not working, rather it's more of a state of flow is when a person allows himself to be engaged in a task and to allow themselves to go with literally to go with the flow, but to engage with the situation, with their limitations based on however tired they are or their emotional state. But it's an accepting their limitations and accepting their situation at the moment, which allows them to engage and to be fully engrossed in the moment, in the task that they are involved with at this given moment as well. And this is the state of flow that can ensure productivity and success. And we need this more than ever with the war in Israel at the moment, where we've been shocked out of any routine, shocked out of any normal functioning, and we are, in a sense, we don't know how to start our day anymore. What we need to do is to say, I'm starting from now. We need to try to create a daily morning routine, which on a personal level, on a national level, can bring us to a state of being more focused again and to have this sense of productivity and success that we need to get through this difficult time. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.